What made the popular kid at school the unpopular kid? He recorded himself shoving carrots, cucumbers, and a bottle of hot sauce up his ass in the back of a van. Then someone found the video and shared it with the whole school. The van makes this exponentially worse. He was just testing the limits of the human body. A guy at my school got drunk at a party, got naked and inserted his penis into a Jim Beam bottle and ran around all crazy like with it attached but not having to use his hands. At the time it was quite a laugh, but it wasn't until a day or so later people thought about how small the opening was to a Jim Beam bottle. That was basically the end of him. And thus the legend of Slim Jim was born. He sabotaged himself. When everyone found out he was jerking off to science teacher, she, in the class, along with his friends. This was 8th grade. Are you really jerking off alone? No, I'm with the science team. Fails to think of a witty comment because that guy is so stupid I had a stroke. His girlfriend dumped him and moved away to a private school, so he started sending videos of him jacking off to the other popular girls in school. Why did he think that was a good idea? He accidentally stabbed and blinded, in one eye, the nicest kid in the school by throwing a stick at him. The kid that was blinded grew up to be super successful and is now married with a baby on the way though. So the price of success is an eye. I could do that, thoughtful face. I feel pretty bad for both kids. If it was really an accident, it probably haunts him every day. Especially if people treated it like it was purposeful. There was one kid in my class who was the son of our maths teacher. He was crazy popular because he was able to help everyone out with their homework for that class. Turns out he was actually snooping through his dad's notes to get the answers. The teacher naturally got super suspicious after a while, so he deliberately made a fake answer sheet. Of course, the kid grabbed it and noted it all down. It was full of wrong answers, so blatant that anyone who even slightly paid attention in class would know they were way off base. The kid handed out the answers anyway, and in an instant made about half the class bomb, and his popularity dropped like a rock as they all accused him of deliberately making them fail. They moved him to another class and they never had an incident of cheating again. Is this common in the US? Where I'm from, teachers aren't allowed to teach in their child's class. Edit, op is probably not from the US, since they wrote maths instead of math. This guy at my table would play the "no one likes me, I'm the center of attention now" card. As in he would fake sadness for attention, redirecting conversation and drawing the energy from a room. Like the kid who won't be friends with you anymore because you wore the same color shirt. He was quite wealthy too and would rub it in your face. I'm really curious as to how autocorrect gave you more instead of war. Having a set of keys given to him by the school, WTF, I know, because he was one of the really popular kids, then using those keys to break into the school and steal $30 cord of woodworking/metalworking tools. To be fair, the school got what was coming by giving keys to a student. I had keys to the school for band practice, since we had permission to keep our instruments in an abandoned janitor's closet and would practice until late. Oddly enough, we never used it for ill intent. Guy wasn't necessarily the popular kid, but it wasn't a big school so everyone knew everyone. I think between 9th and 10th grade he was found alone in his car behind the local arcade beating off. He was called Thumper from that day forward. No idea what happened after graduation, but he has to have some bad memories of those years. What age is someone in 9th/10th grade? One of the kids at our school lived with his grandma cause his parents died. Dickhead and a group of his mates started harassing the old lady whenever she came to pick him up. Principal was reported this and they ended up getting expelled altogether. He was arrested his junior year for raping his 8-year-old sister. Yeah, that would do it. Good reason to hate him. He was the popular guy at school and that made him feel entitled to the most popular girl at school, so he raped her. That just went from 0 to 100 real fucking quick. That dude sounds like Gaston from the Beauty and the Beast NGL. His parents gave him money and bought him all this new expensive stuff, and he rubbed it in everyone's faces and everyone kind of got sick of him. We had a kid in our school who acted rich like a lot. New phone, expensive clothes, expensive accessories, watches, rings, necklace, etc. So he invited select few people, myself included, to his house for a small party. The thing is, when we got there it was a small apartment in a rundown complex. We learned that his parents worked double jobs with extra shifts to pay for all his stuff. My heart broke a lot that day from the way he acted towards his parents, and so ungrateful. He didn't get a Sega Dreamcast, but I did, so I became the popular kid. Until the PlayStation 2 kid rolled up. He shit his pants. I remember a guy at my school kept on asking to use the restroom, and the teacher kept refusing. Eventually, he went up to a trash can, dropped through, and took a shit. This was middle school, but nevertheless, folks remember it to this day. No, that's the new kid, Brian. He seems pretty cool. He likes to skateboard. You won't find any poop in his pants. When he was caught taking up skirt photos of girls in school and sending them to his friends, his popularity went from hero to zero in a split second. Yikes, that's sexual harassment and felony, right? She stopped handing out free Skittles. Rip Skittle Girl's reputation. The first ones are supposed to be free. She's just trying to run a business here. I wouldn't say that's being popular. You could also just straight up pay people. A girl in my school fingered herself with Kit Kat in the dining hall and then ate it. WTF. If she was an adult, she could probably make money with that. I'm sure there is a fetish like that. He got into legal trouble because he and his team embezzled/misused $250K from the student union. The university kicked him out, stopped paying the annual $2 million to the student union, withhold funds, although that was later overruled by the courts, and revoked the privileges granted to the student union. Earlier this year, they stated that they and students are no affiliation to the student union. After 1 year of negotiations, his team was still running the student union because they were re-elected. They bought votes by offering pancakes, waffles and donuts for those who vote for their party, and had street volunteers that would pressure students to vote for the party. It actually led to a law being passed in Ontario that prevented universities to force students to pay non-mandatory fees. The scandal was revealed by a student party called the Rhino Party back in December 2018. January and February, heads started rolling and law and accounting firms started getting involved to figure out how much was spent. It was rumored the figure was anywhere from $100K to $900K. Ontario provincial lawmakers passed the law in the summer of 2018. Starting fall 2019, I had the choice whether I wanted to pay auxiliary fees to support the student newspaper, NGOs that operated in the school, support the student union, etc. That provincial law was recently overturned by the courts this year, so starting next fall, I am forced to pay fees associated with groups that I don't support. He went from being popular to being a school meme. There's actually a lot of bank statements available that showcase what they bought. I'm curious, what kind of stuff were they buying? Or can you say? Started straight up lying to teachers to get people in trouble. Don't know how he thought that was gonna work out. Edit spelling. My next door neighbor did this, started telling people I was dealing drugs, to the point teachers heard and I got searched. Problem was, I had more friends, and I admitted to smoking weed, said to the principal, believe me, if I had the hookups I'd be smoking a lot more than just buying by the gram. So in the end everyone just thought she was a piece of shit. I was just a harmless stoner straight A student, while she's running around trying to get me arrested or something. It was quite the situation. I think she actually ended up suspended for a while. And now she's a total train wreck of other kinds. That whole family was just miserable people angry at the world. He was caught selling cigarettes and weed. He reportedly assaulted the favorite teacher of everyone at my school. Everyone loved the teacher because she was so nice, and from then on hated the popular kid. There was a guy at my school who sold cigarettes to the new kids. One of my friends reported him after he was offered one, and got that kid expelled, but then became a drug addict himself. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.